Are standardized tests and Common Core really helping students get an education to better their future? Some say yes, but I'd say no. Students go to school to get an education and shouldn't be required to take all of these standardized tests based on Common Core standards that somebody is making up. It's affecting their learning environment and it's not preparing them for the future. I have 5 main points and just believe that the importance of education is being lost and covered up by the excessive amount of testing and the overpowering structure of Common Core. First, according to CNN, teachers are being fired across the nation for low scores on these tests. Therefore, it's causing these teachers to have to teach the test instead of the actual material. These teachers are having to teach strategies and tricks to make them perform better on the test to improve their test scores as a teacher, to keep their job, and to have a better life as a teacher so they're not stressed out about evaluations all the time. Common Core is standards that is created by a particular group of people, but it's not curriculum based. The excessive amount of testing not only causes teachers to change their mind about what they're teaching, but it interrupts the classroom setting. There are always students out of class for testing. The other day, I ran into my old Spanish teacher, and she was so stressed out because she was trying to get her AP kids into the computer lab to practice their speaking portion of their exam, but all the computer labs were taken because of testing. And then she says, well, it's hard to teach her lesson when half the class is missing, and especially because she has Spanish speakers, some of them are even out for more tests because of CELA testing, which involves only Spanish speakers. She just said, it is a disaster and I'm not even able to teach my class so they can get college credit for her exam. My third point is that these Common Core standards are being implemented by the federal government. However, referencing the United States Constitution, nowhere in there does it say that the federal government has the power to control and standardize education across the nation. Our state and local governments should be in charge, and the school board officials need to make sure that it helps everybody and everybody has their own way to learn, because in America they have a right to an education, and so they should be getting an education. Not everyone across the nation is at the same spot, and Common Core assumes that all students learn at the same pace and by the same learning styles. If English isn't their first language, it's a lot harder for them and they might learn a little bit slower and shouldn't be penalized for that. Just like if they have a learning disability, they shouldn't be based on the same standards as everybody else, and they shouldn't be able to pass or fail based on that. And some people don't learn the same way. Some people are auditory learners, while some others are visual learners. And then maybe somebody else is hands-on. I, for one, am a visual learner and find it a lot harder to learn when something is strictly only hands-on or only auditory. So these teachers need to have a curriculum where they can learn in various ways and use different ways to teach. One day maybe use auditory, one day use visual, and maybe another day use hands-on. So all the kids are having the equal opportunity to learn. My final point is the money aspect. Common Core will cost taxpayers a lot of money, while not even improving the education quality. According to the Washington Post, the Partnership for Assessment of Readiness for College and Careers, which is one of the 2 multi-state consortia that is designing the new Common Core standards, is saying that these tests require $360 million in federal funds. And to me, that seems like it's a waste of money, because it really is not bettering our education. And this will cause taxpayers to pay even more for something that they don't even agree with and don't have any say about. As you can see, Common Core and the crazy amount of standardized testing are jeopardizing the opportunity for these students to get an education to better their future. Teachers are just focusing on strategies for tests. It's interrupting their class time, and our local school board are doing nothing about it. Not only is it setting as one pace and one style, this is very costly and is not being implemented well. These students are going to be the future doctors, lawyers, and our businessmen. So we need to stop setting them up for failure by wasting their time as they go through 13 years of school based on these standards that they're not even supposed to be learning. They should be learning the material that's going to help them go to college or join the workforce or join the military. They need to learn new things and not just take tests all the time that may or may not be scored or counted against them. It may pass or fail if they graduate, It's just a disaster. They should be worried about getting an education instead of trying to figure out the best way to bubble in a Scantron sheet.